Hi everyone, my name is Ellie and welcome to this part of the workshop. So today we're going to talk about how to write a compelling message to attract volunteers to your NGO by writing a piece of sentimental message. Now you might want to ask, what is a sentimental message? Let me give you an example. Message A. My name is Ellie. I feel nervous now because English is not my native language. Can you please help me by ignoring the mistakes in my share and focus on your breakout activity sheet by finishing it? That's message 1. Message B. There will be mistakes in the speaker's share, and do focus on your breakout activity. So which message touches you a little bit more? Obviously, it's message A. That is a piece of sentimental message. Why is it called sentimental? Because you heard there was a feeling, which is nervous. There was a thinking, because English is not my native language. And I also give you an action, which is doing, by finishing your breakout activity sheet. So now, let's go into this sentimental message. Feeling, thinking, and doing. So when we're talking about feeling, please remember that feeling is one word. A lot of times we will say things like, I think he is not doing his work right. Although we say, I feel, however, it's not a feeling, it's a thinking. It's a very common, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but it's a very common thing in our daily communication. So in your breakout activity sheet, you can see there is a handout. I list out a lot of feelings. Although I categorize them as good feelings or positive feelings and negative feelings, we all know there are no good or bad feelings, or there are no positive or negative feelings. All feelings are useful. So later when you write your compelling message, you can take a look at this handout and find out what feeling you want your volunteer to have when they read your message. That is a fundamental foundation, a fundamental thing for you to write a message, not just for recruiting volunteers, but in your future message writing as well. And you might think, but if I feel that way about this thing, I'm not sure if other people feel the same way. Don't worry about it. Human beings are born with feelings. So even if other people never experience the same experience that you have, they can still understand your feelings. So now I need you to think back. When you started working for your NGO as a volunteer, what was the feeling that you were having? And that's possibly, very, very possibly, the feeling that you want to express in your message to your future volunteers. So remember, feeling is one word and it needs to come from your heart. So now that's feeling, let's talk about thinking. When we say thinking, that means the reasons behind our feeling. There are two kinds of reasons. One is external, one is internal. As I just said, feeling comes from your heart. Human beings are born with feelings. So we know the thinking that goes along with your feeling needs to come from inside. Of course, we have outside reasons, which we call it triggering reasons or triggering thinking. So you need to combine them together. Now you might think, oh my God, that sounds so difficult, sounds so complicated. The good news is we're going to write a piece of information to attract your volunteers. So You don't need to go so deeply inside of you. You only need to recall the feelings that you had when you started working for this NGO. But let me give you a little bit taste of what does that mean to connect your thinking, external reason, and internal reason to your feeling. For example, we hear this often. Hey, I'm worried that you don't call me back. It is very reasonable, it is very logical, we hear this often. However, listen to the next one. Hey, I'm worried that you don't call me back because I care about you. You see the difference between the two messages. The first message, hey, I'm worried that you don't call me back. That's only the external reason, but we say feelings come from inside. So when we say, hey, I'm worried that you don't call me back because I care about you, that shows that feeling, worried, comes from me inside, comes from the thinking from my inside, which is I care about you. That connects our heart with our audience heart, with our reader's heart, with our volunteer's heart. It's called heart to heart. That creates connection. And human beings need connection. So we talked about thinking, we talked about feeling. Now let's talk about doing. When we say doing, it's obvious. It's something we do. However, there is a common, I wouldn't call it a mistake again, there is a common thing that when we talk about doing, we go to state instead of action. That's also a very common thing that happens to human beings psychologically. Let me give you a few more examples now. For example, when I say join, for NGOs we use this word often. Come and join us. Or when I say enjoy your time. Or when I say something like dislike, I dislike him. Do you think that's state or action? Now you might have many question marks in your head. Let me give you another example. A comparison. It will help you clarify your mind very efficiently. So when I say, come on, join our NGO, instead of using the word join, now I say, call the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So join and call. Which one is more of an action? Of course, it's call. When I say, hey, enjoy your time, instead of using the word enjoy, I say, let's laugh. Which one is action? Yes, it's laugh. When I say, I dislike him, instead of saying dislike, I say, I slapped him. Which one is action? Of course, it's slap. So those are the differences between state and action. So when we talk about doing, we need a word for action. And the principle behind that is the more specific, the better. So now we have talked about feeling, thinking, and doing. You might think, so which one comes first? It doesn't matter. Thinking, feeling, doing is a whole circle. You can figure out thinking first, and then figure out doing, and then you think, oh, what's the feeling behind that? Or you can think about feeling first, or you can think about doing first. As long as those three pieces of message go along with each other, then you will finish a really well-written, very compelling piece of sentimental message. And let me give you some examples. For example, I say, I'm thinking about the feeling of excited. And the message I'm writing is, the largest fundraising event in Hong Kong needs you. Red Run needs you to pass water bottles to the runners call the number 1234567 That's a piece of very compelling message. Or let's say I want to express the feeling of relaxed. So my message could be 2 steps to become a beach ambassador. Every Sunday, 14 beach ambassadors are going to go with you to clean up so-and-so beach. Send a text message with your name and beach ambassador to number 1234567 Or, I'm thinking about, the youngest mother in my charity is only 14 years old. That's my thinking. And what feeling do I want to express? I feel sad. And I'm doing volunteer work in this charity. I also feel a lot of warmth. So my message could be, the youngest mother is only 14 years old. Your companionship brings comfort and security to them. Go to our website and sign in. So those are the example messages that I'm sharing with you guys. Very soon, you're gonna go to your own breakout activity sheet. And before you do that, please remember feeling, thinking, and doing in your message. And all those information need to be consistent with your NGO's mission and vision. And keep it simple and sharp. One idea in one message. You might want to have a very clear start and a very specific, remember we said that? A very specific action ending. Clear start and a specific action ending. Use the word you, because this is heart-to-heart communication. You don't want to say, there will be mistakes in Ellie's share. You want to say, hey, I'm Ellie. I feel nervous. Please help me finish. Please help me finish your breakout sheet. And remember, it's heart-to-heart communication. Hong Kong, it has a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. It's tremendous, but we all, as NGO workers, we also have tremendous gratitude. So we want to pass that gratitude through our work. We all need that heart-to-heart communication through our sentimental message. Now, it's your turn to go into your breakout activity sheet. I trust you will do a very good job.